Hey everyone, it's Darren here. Welcome to episode 11 of Run with Darren. This is also week 8 of training for the BMO Vancouver Marathon. Also, I'm wearing green, I'm wearing my Guinness hat because it's almost March and I love St. Patrick's Day because it's St. Patrick's Darren Curse Day. And my favorite color is green. I love Irish dancing. I'm ready for it. So anyways, that's just a side note. For those who are new to my channel, my name is Darren. I'm 31 years old from Vancouver, BC, Canada, and I absolutely love running so much. Running is my life. I started running in the summer of 2022. I just randomly took myself for a run because I was really hungover, and I just haven't stopped since. I signed up for my first marathon in March of 2023. That was the LA Marathon. I then did the BMO Vancouver Marathon in that year, so May of 2023, and then I did the Victoria Marathon of that year, which was in October. Then last year, I did the BMO Vancouver Marathon again, and then the Victoria Marathon. So that's been my marathon kind of streak so far. I also ran 65 kilometers because, yes, I'm nuts, but I also did it because I was raising funds for Cystic Fibrosis Canada because I have cystic fibrosis, and I usually do annual pub night fundraisers, but I decided to do it a little differently last year because, again, I love running. I've also decided to stop drinking completely. It's been almost 7 months, and I decided to stop drinking because of how I am taking my training so seriously. And I think that's it. I guess some random other facts. I have 2 black cats, Arthur and Buster. I love cottage cheese. I love mashed potatoes, and I love life. Alrighty then, let me just do a quick recap of my training from last week. If you want to see that video, I'll put the link to that in this one. I talk about goal setting for runners and how I kind of came about my goals and the progression. But anyways, let me do a little quick recap of what my training looked like. So I went to the gym 3 times. I did some legs, I did upper body, and then the third day was a kind of hybrid of everything. I did 5 runs. The total kilometers that I did was just over 76 kilometers. My long run, however, was not what I wanted it to be. My goal was to do 26 kilometers. However, I did just over 20 kilometers. It was kind of weird. I felt a couple kilometers before me deciding to just stop it for the day. I just felt like I was almost bunking out. The only contributing factor, I think, that maybe what caused it was the night before I had my dinner really early. It was at like 3 p.m. And then when I got home from work, I had a big snack. And then I went to bed, woke up and had breakfast. So I feel like my fueling wasn't as what it normally was. That's the only thing I could think of. I thought I was maybe getting sick, but honestly, I think I feel fine. So yeah, I guess, we'll see how things go this week. I feel like it was just a one-off. I'll just make sure I pay a lot of attention to that. I am probably going to be switching my long run this week to Sunday instead of Saturday because I work Friday, Saturday night. And on the Saturday, I start a little earlier. So I definitely will be paying attention to how I feel on Saturday night. Some other small updates from last week. So I've been trying to pick a run out of the week and not wear headphones, and I completely didn't do that last week. I just wanted to listen to music every run, so I'm going to do that at some point this week. Not today, probably into my next easy run, which will be on, I think Thursday. So yeah, that's my plan for that. I was having some clicking in my shoulders recently, but it seems like that's been okay, so all good there. Legs wise, everything feels fine. I was having some IT band issues, but that seems to be all gone. So yeah, my body feels really good. I'm ready to rock and roll. And some other not so running specific things. So last week I showed in my episode I am trying to do my treatments for my cystic fibrosis a little bit more consistently. And so I'm trying a new way which I feel as though is working. I find it easier and I'm not sitting down as much. So I've actually been pretty successful with doing that once a day. I only missed, I believe it was the Saturday. So far so good, and actually did it this morning, so yay. And then aside from my breathing treatment, this is kind of something that I will be actively kind of trying to either remember or figure out a solution, but I have recently been taking an iron supplement now, and my dietitian and my pharmacist, I was like, what's the name? Anyways, my pharmacist and dietitian, they both have said that I should be taking my iron and my vitamin C together, and I should be taking separately from if I'm having calcium or milk. So the only time that I have really been able to do so is at night, right before I go to bed, but I definitely have been forgetting a lot. So I'm trying to find a solution of how I can be consistent and remember to be taking those. Very small thing, but just something I wanted to note, and I will be focusing on that this week and just continuing on. Now, I feel like in a few of my episodes, I talk about cystic fibrosis and me having CF, and I don't think I've ever actually explained to people what it is. Yes, there's, you can use the good old Google, but I am going to explain to you what it is. So cystic fibrosis is the most common fatal genetic disease affecting young adults and children in Canada. It mainly affects the lungs and digestive system, but it also affects all various parts of the body. It's a very intricate, complicated illness. It is a genetic disease, so how I ended up getting it, so my parents both have a copy of the gene. My brother didn't have it or end up getting cystic fibrosis. It's just, I guess I'm lucky, the luck of the draw. So anyways, it's genetic. You can't get it from, I don't know, someone coughing on you or whatever. So, and I was diagnosed when I was, I believe, 3 months old. They do what is called a sweat test. I don't know how it was done back then, but how it's done now is they take this like a small kind of machine, and it has these two wires and they place, I'll say like electrodes or whatever, these little things on your arm to activate the sweat glands. And then once that's activated for a certain amount of time, they put another thing on to collect the sweat. And because in people with cystic fibrosis, we have a higher, there's more salt in their sweat, and that is that's how you diagnose people with cystic fibrosis. So for the lungs, as that's the most common and the most, I think, that's what people describe cystic fibrosis as, I say it's a lung disease. It's just easier to say. So for the lungs, I have extra thick, sticky mucus, which makes me prone to getting sick more and having infections. And there's certain bacteria that may be okay for the general public, but are harmful for me. The two most common ones, it's one of them, the most severe, from what I know, is called Cepacia. The other one is Pseudomonas. There's also various other ones that I've grown that literally, I remember when growing them, my doctors were like, oh, what is this? But I even remember at the time it made me really sick. So it's not just those two. There's various kind of things. And how you determine if you have a bacteria that is in your lungs is by doing a sputum sample, which is why I go to my clinic appointments every 3 months to make sure they're following how my lung function is doing and how I'm doing overall very closely. And with the digestive system, I can't digest food properly, so I take digestive enzymes in order for myself to absorb the nutrients that is needed from the foods. That is why typically for people with CF, it's harder for them to gain weight because they aren't taking in all the nutrients. And essentially, it's anything that contains fat, I have to take pills. So whether it's a latte, whether it's fries, or anything, usually fruits and vegetables are okay, but I am always taking pills for my meals all the time. On top of that, it affects my liver, so I have some liver disease. Good thing I'm not drinking anymore. Because I don't absorb all my nutrients. I am prone to, I think, osteoporosis. That's all fine now. I do bone density tests, and they follow me very closely, so that's all good in that department. There is a chance that I could get CF-related diabetes. Again, they follow that in my annual blood work. I'm all good there. And another interesting fact, so essentially, I'm infertile. So if I did swing the way of the females, I would pretty much not be able to get them pregnant. But anyways, we don't have to worry about that, so we're lucky in that department. And I think that's it about the disease in general, without getting too crazy. I think some things to note is the disease, it varies between different people. Some people have it way worse than others. So I have one copy of the Delta F507 and then one copy of the Delta F508. The most common mutation is a double copy of the F507. Do I know what that means? Really? No. Do I know which mutation's worse? No clue. It varies between different people, but what is for sure is people can be okay. Like, let's say for me, I'm perfectly okay right now, I'm super healthy, and then out of nowhere, I get really sick and end up in hospital, and it could be, like, out of my control. I don't think about it actively, but it definitely sucks, and I've had times where, I think the last time I was in hospital was in 2022, I believe, or was it 2023? Anyways, it was within the past couple years, and it was 2022, and I remember I was doing all my running, and then all of a sudden got really sick, and I was wheezing, and I was coughing so much, and I literally couldn't shake it. I tried multiple oral antibiotics before, and then they were like, okay, let's admit you. So that's the nature of the illness. It sucks, but at least I know I'm doing everything I can to stay absolutely healthy, and I also am very good at just staying positive. I just like having a positive outlook on life, and I have some really great friends and a great support group, and I feel like the combination of all that, it's why I'm as healthy as I am. And I'm definitely very thankful every day that I'm able to do the amount of running that I do, because it is, I could have it on the other hand where my lung function is super low, and I'm not, I wouldn't be able to be doing the amount of physical activity that I'm doing. So I'm just thankful every day that I'm able to get out the door, I'm able to run the amount that I am, and I enjoy it as well. I'm glad I'm doing something that makes me feel good and is also going to continue to help my lungs be healthy too. Anyways, I think that's enough about CF talk for now. I may talk about some stuff here and there throughout the episode. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram. Feel free to comment on the YouTube video. I'm an open book. I'm very transparent, and knowledge is knowledge and education. And I feel as though I still meet people who are like, oh, what's CF? Sometimes I'm like, I feel like everyone should know it, but then, I think they say in Canada, let me just quickly look. I think it says, I can't really find. Anyways, I think it's like maybe 5,000 people in Canada, so I guess that isn't that much, or that many people. So anyways, if you are just finding out about cystic fibrosis, tell one person, and then that's another person that knows in Canada. Anyways, now I just want to quickly talk about my training this week. So everything is going to be staying the same. I am going to be running 5 times for the week, 2 14-kilometer easy runs, a tempo run that's 14 kilometers, an interval session, hopefully on the track that's altogether 14 kilometers, which includes running there and running back from the track. And then my long run, I want to increase to 28 kilometers. So hopefully, if things go well this week, I'll be able to do that. I feel like I have confidence, and I'm not like actively thinking about what happened. Like, I'm not scared that I'm not going to be able to do my long run again. So yeah, the plan is my long run this week, 28 kilometers, and then still go to the gym 4 times a week, ideally 2 upper body, 2 lower body. All right, I'm ready to go. I'm going to start my week by going to Lower Lonsdale by the shipyards, going over Lionsgate Bridge, because I just love going over the bridge and going over to the North Shore. It's just so beautiful. I love the route. So I'm gonna get up, and I'm going. Here we go. Okay, so another thing I just thought of is why I don't do my treatments as much. Yes, it's time, but also it's just because I feel good. And one thing I just want to say, so I know in the States they have this thing called I don't know actually like terminology. They have this like vest and they put it on and it kind of like vibrates the lungs. We don't have it in Canada, apparently it's not effective, but anyways, I just thought about that because I'm like, when I'm running right now and I feel like I'm coughing and stuff, it's like, this is almost another form of physio. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Okay, just got back from my run. It was perfect. I just felt so good. I just love running. I feel like I always say that. I feel like that's just like my saying. Anyways, did the 14 kilometers. My average pace was 5:11. It said I did it, I think, in about an hour and 12 minutes. I am now going to roll my legs, shower, take a little bit of a break because I have some prior commitments before going to the gym, and then I will go to the gym and complete the rest of my training. Howdy do! Okay, the gym was good. I just came back from it, just did my legs. Gym wasn't, I mean, honestly, there was like a couple people. Yeah, the one thing that I hate is just like how small the gym is. But anyways, I was able to do everything that I wanted to do. I am now, it's honestly like pretty early, well, early for me. So it's 8:30. I'm going to quickly shower. I'm going to make dinner, and then I want to try to get to bed early. I feel like I always tell myself this, and then I end up staying awake like a little later. But anyways, I'll let you know what happens. I will try, hopefully in bed by 11, but we will see what happens. Good morning. Can you tell I just woke up? So I did go to bed at 11, but I just slept in a lot, so it's 9:30. But that's okay. Sleep is really good. I'm supposed to sleep a lot. I'm a growing boy, and I'm also an athlete. Anyway, so my day today, I am going to do my morning routine, and then I'm actually meeting with my friend Katie. We're going to be doing some sort of hangout activity for a little bit, and then my plan is once I'm done with her, then I will start my training for the day. So stay tuned. All right, so I let the day get to me. It is almost 7 p.m., and I haven't gone my run, but I'm about to. It's going to be dark out, so I got my trusty light on. Haven't been on a good old night run in a while. I'm honestly kind of excited. Yeah, I don't think it, honestly, at this point, because it's dark out, I don't think it's going to be a tempo run. It's just like, yes, there's lights, but I'm not going to be able to go like full force. I'm just going to do the best that I can with what I got, and we'll see how it goes. I also don't know how much you'll see. I think from the last time I did a night run and I was able to capture footage, I think you saw most of it, but anyways, here we go. So I'll be honest, though, I feel like my pace was fine. It was a 5:06. I did just over 9 kilometers. I feel like that was a horrible run. That was not a tempo run for me. It wasn't my finest. I kept getting like acid, like I didn't actually have it, but I felt like acid reflux almost the whole entire time, so that wasn't fun. This is kind of weird, and my mucus felt honestly like there was more phlegm in my neck or like my throat. I don't know. It was just a weird run. I'm not going to the gym. I think I might honestly take tomorrow to rest. I feel like if I'm thinking about my last like few runs, I'm just feeling really tired. So maybe this is a sign that I just need to like chill out for a moment to give my body like a true break. I don't know, but anyways, I feel like I'm glad that I didn't like go to the gym today. Yeah, weird run. Like I feel like I don't know. Like I felt good that I did it, but I'm also like meh. Like it wasn't great. So, anyways, I'm gonna lay low for tonight. I'm gonna lay low for tomorrow, and we will see how things go for Fridays. So, I'll check in with you tomorrow though to let you know what I'm doing. Okay, here is my not so fun update. So, after Wednesday, I took Thursday off to just rest completely. Watched a bunch of movies, made myself a good dinner. It's now Friday, and I just still feel this, like, overall, like, tiredness. I don't know. Like, I can still walk around and do stuff. I went for a walk, but, like, I my energy levels just feel so down. So, I don't really know how the rest of the week is gonna look. I might just, like, take this as a full rest week, and I actually called my doctor. I was, like, on the fence of do I call them or not, because I don't really have a cough right now, but anyways, I called my clinic. We'll see what they say, but yeah, that's my update. So, and I mean, I feel okay with not, like, I don't feel bad because I am pretty good with reading, like, how my own body is and how I feel, and I feel like this is definitely the best thing for me to do right now. So, yes, it sucks, but I'm not, like, beating myself up over it because obviously my body is telling me to rest, so that's what I'm doing. So, as soon as I have an update or as soon as I feel better or whatever, and start running again, I'll let you know, but that is it for now. Okay, it is Saturday. I'm not doing a run. Honestly, I'm not going to be doing a run until next week to start my next week of training. And you know what? I feel good. Last night, I went to bed at 11 p.m. I woke up this morning at 11 a.m. The rest is definitely helping. And I don't want to push myself, and I know that my body's telling me to take this necessary rest, and I'm going to listen to it. And I was reflecting, and this is definitely the most intense training that I've done for a marathon before, so I feel like that's probably also catching up to me too. So best thing right now, rest. I know that it'll definitely do me good, and I'll go into next week really, really strong and ready to complete my second half of training. So I guess that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned something, whether it's something about cystic fibrosis or just listening to your body more and giving yourself the right amount of rest. And thank you for watching. Make sure to like, please subscribe, comment if you have any questions, comment if you want to put something positive in there, and I will see you next week. Bye, everyone.